Hey YouTube and Patreon, maybe both. I haven't decided yet. Coming at today to talk about, I guess, building walls. I'm wearing my Bear Independent t-shirt. Building walls. A lot of talk in the news about building a certain wall to protect the border. And there's people on both sides of the fence. Not to be figurative, I guess it's figuratively speaking fence. I don't know. So, sorry, I gotta figure this out a little better. Building the wall, as far as the political agenda, is not what this channel's about. But every time they talk about it, then it makes me think about security, border security. Border security is important to me. But the border security that I'm talking about, or that I'm thinking about, is not the southernmost border of my country. It's the southernmost border of my property, which actually isn't the border that I'm responsible for in my MAG group, but because we kind of have sides broken down, we all work together, of course. But if I'm ever out there at the land and looking for something to do, it's always better to always improve your position, and we have an assigned position for each family if you're working on your own. Our major security points are a team effort. It's like if you're going to weed eat or clear lines or tighten fences or things like that, or improve the overwatch. Those are things that you can do on your own without the whole group physically being involved. They all have to know about it, but they don't all have to put hands on it. Anyway, it makes me think of my homestead security. The borders of my homestead. There are many people that are loners, lone wolves, and a couple of our subscribers. So in my opinion, it's going to be a little bit harder for them. Border security for your homestead is terribly important, because of all of your preps, all of your preparations for your home, your gardens, your livestock, your storage, your medical buildings, your guest buildings, your garage, all that, your kitchen, the kitchen and the pantry, the root cellars, all that stuff you need to keep safe. And the way you do that, one of the ways, the last line of defense to me, is the borders around your property. Last line of defense are the borders around your property. If I can recognize a threat to my homestead 5 miles away and engage that threat, or change a course correction in that threat, or make them not want to come any closer, that's great. Always take the fight away, as far away from your base of operations as you can. If they get to the borders of my homestead, it's a rough day. As far as a marauding force. Now, the border security around our homestead that I'm talking of today is just wandering folks, natural threats If a tree falls over the border fence, how are we going to fix it? How are we going to recognize it in a timely fashion? What kind of borders do you have around your homestead? I would love to have 12-foot chain link fence with 6 strands of barbed wire on the top and 150 yards on the outside of the fence, and 150 yards on the inside of the fence, and all the way down to gravel, and blah 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 blah, and motion sensors and cameras and towers and all this. But I don't have all that. I have parts of it, some of it, variants of it. And that every homestead is going to be different. The things that I think every homestead should have is a border. It needs to be obvious to somebody romping through the woods during squirrel season that they have come to a change of property. Somebody else is in control of this territory. Be that purple paint, be it a fence, be it, a clearing or a trail or whatever. I don't care how you do it. Strap strobe lights in every other tree and run Christmas lights for all I care. But there needs to be some visible warning that, oh, I'm not on Uncle Joe's land anymore. I'm on Billy Bob's land. And you need to do that. It needs to be something visible, something that they can't miss, even in the dark. Can't be trunching along and get to the border of a property and go, oh, well, I never, you wander onto my porch. You didn't get there without knowing you're on somebody else's property. Hopefully, you don't get there without being escorted. Hopefully, when you're encountered even near the border of your property, the encounter, and I don't say engagement because you don't have to, it's not always about shooting, but you encounter some folks outside of your border, see what's going on, see what they need, redirect them, absorb them, whatever actions you feel need to happen after that. Inside your border or at the edge, the extreme edge of your border, I encourage you to have, for lack of a better term, a quarantine zone where people that come in that you don't know their status of health or their intentions, you don't bring them into your home. You bring them to a tent or a little building or a trailer, whatever you have outside of your controlled area, on the very edge of things. Provide for them. I'm not saying lock them up. I'm saying, hey, this is where I need you to stay for a while. There's food, there's water, there's firewood. Kick your feet up. There's a camp chair. Kind of an in-processing place. A place where you can watch them, where you can be around them, where you can see what's going on. See how they're feeling. See how they're doing. See what they're doing. Preferably even hear some of what's going on so you can assess the danger to your home. You need to secure your borders. Whatever that is for you, there's lots of experience. If you want help with that, message me. I know people that can help you with that. Protect your borders. Thanks for watching. Let's get ready.